All right, welcome all. This is going to be our first opening episode for Total War Attila: The Age of Charlemagne DLC. I've never played through this. It's brand new. It just came out December 10th, so I'm just going to be playing through. I'm just going to do, relatively short episodes here. It's a long time to go through a campaign, so we're just going to do nice little sweet amounts, probably like 15 to 20 minutes at a time. So I just want to spend this first part of this episode quickly going over a few different, basically the time period. And if you watched the preview video I did of Age of Charlemagne and the Warhammer trailers that came out a few weeks ago, basically I just went over the basic history that we're going to be seeing here. For those of you who didn't catch that, as you can see down here, this is 768 AD, so we're almost really in the Middle Ages. We're really far away from the fall of Rome, and which happened really in the 5th and 6th centuries. This is kind of the birth of Western Europe and medieval Europe, with kings and kingdoms and princesses and castles and everything you think about. The Crusades, all of that. It's all this. That's the age that we're entering right now. And this man you see here with this great horned owl here, this is Charlemagne. He was we can read this. Charlemagne is king of the Franks. He has fought both friend and foe alike to make that so. The kingdom he has inherited on the cusp of greatness is due to the work of his forebears, the progenitors of Carolingian ascendancy. The action of Charlemagne's grandfather, Charles Martel the Hammer, secured his family's seizure of power with a papal blessing. So we are into the Catholic age, another really big pillar of Western European history, as the Catholic Church became the dominant power, of Western civilization. His son, Pepin, went even further, defeating the Lombards to secure papal lands and, with them, his eternal favor. However, Pepin is Charlemagne's father. Pepin's death has created a power vacuum that has compromised the structure of this kingdom. Its rule is now split between Charlemagne and his brother, Carloman. Now in AD 768, Carloman is surrounded. Charlemagne, a distinguished warrior king, stands strong. Although there are enemies aplenty at the borders, the Franks must first be united before they defeat them. Once that has been achieved, all Europe will embrace the true religion or face death at his hands. And there's two very distinct sides to Charlemagne. On one side, he is a brilliant man, and he has a vision for the world, really, but it really is Europe. It's the world to him, of civilization. There was a lot of advances in language, in alphabet, in economy. This is why we go kind of from what's considered the Dark Ages, where it's just all these nomadic tribes. Rome has been crushed into dust. Their empire is long gone. And there was no learning, there was no school, there was no really government. It was just absolute chaos for a few centuries, really, in Europe. So Charlemagne, to his credit, he did bring a sense of order and a kingdom and unification back to Europe, which cannot be understated. However, on the other side of this, he was a brutal dictator, and his religious fervor was second to none. And anyone who did not believe, not only just did he, non-Christians, but non-Catholics, and that's the biggest deal there. You would, if you did not submit to papal rule, that's it. You're going to die. I mean, it was absolutely brutal. So anyway, that's kind of a quick look at, and if we look here, as you can see, this will take us quickly through some of the campaign map. We have, I'm not going to go through all of these different ones here, but basically all of these you see here are the leftovers of the various tribes of the Visigoths and the Vandals, all of the ones, the barbarian tribes that you heard about during Rome's time. They were the ones who basically tore Rome into pieces. This is, a few centuries later. Things are are a little different now. They've resettled, and time has taken its toll. And you can see here we go down into Spain, so that we do have Spain available on this map. See, as you see here, there was just talking about the Visigoths. All the Visigoths have been destroyed and their kingdom shattered. Their spirit lives on, basically through these guys. So here are the Avars. Now, as you can see, we're going a little bit further east here on the map. So this is the border. So it's gonna be a really zoomed up map of Europe that we're going to be playing on here. And then we have the Emirate of Cordoba, so we're getting further east. Now, this is the beginning, basically like the precursor to what we know as the Moors, which are Muslim. And so this play a huge part later on in history, because eventually the Moors would be removed, kicked out in a war, but this is a long time from there. So this is more of a because northern Africa is just right over here. So this is more of an eastern, as you can see, style of civilization here, and they are Muslim. And then we have the Kingdom of the Danes. So this is far north. Now these are basically, when you think of Vikings, Vikings is a word that came much later. No one ever called them Vikings at that time. These are the Danes, and they are the Northmen. Now, this is like the birth of their movement. They're about to tour the world here, actually. They would be invading England here in the next century, basically really to settle it. And, of course, they'd go all over. They would go to France and Spain and North Africa. Eric the Red would end up going to be the first person to really, truly go to the North America. So we have all that. So that's the kind of, we're right at the Viking age here. So that'd be fun to play. So we'll have to do a Let's Play with them sometime. Kingdom of the Lombards. So we have basically, we're back in Italy here. Obviously, no more Rome anymore, but the Huns, as you can see, Huns drew them, made them go south, and they've now settled here. And then Mercia, that's England. Wow, he's fucking cool. That crown is badass. So these are Anglo-Saxons, basically what was left over from the mix of native Britons and Romans and everyone else that came through here once Rome made this a major center of trade. So this is the Anglo-Saxons. They will be fighting against the Vikings over here, the Danes. They're sworn enemies, and then Westphalia here. So these are some really, really cool, really just different and interesting factions that we have to choose from. This is I like this DLC so far. I like it here. So we are going to play Charlemagne. If any of you know me, I always repeat history, try to recreate history. So that's what I'm going to do, which basically is easy. Just conquer everything you can find. I mean, basically conquered all of France and Germany and Austria and parts of Italy and parts of Spain. So he basically just conquered everything he could. So we'll go ahead and start the campaign. We're just going to go normal difficulty. I know it says anyone new to Total War, but I just want to be able to just kind of go through almost a tour of this. So we're just going to go normal, and let's go ahead and get started. Very excited. Now, we're not going to be able to get too much done because I am only shooting for like 15-minute-ish episodes, so we'll probably just take a tour of the map a little bit, and then maybe next episode we'll get into a battle or something, and we'll see. We'll see how it sets up. I love the artwork in this game. Recognize this from the trailer that we showed a few weeks ago.
There have been many kings before you. Many names. Many titles.
That's his father Pepin there. He's dead.
Men who rose from nothing. Men who risked all that they love to lead by honor and virtue, and inspire the common man. Do you think you're different? Somehow chosen. Who gave you the right to rule? It wasn't the people. It wasn't God. It was you.
Your ancestors made the Franks powerful, Charlemagne, but you inherit a kingdom divided. Your brother, Charlemagne, rules half of your empire, as willed by your father. Yet the kingdom would be better served under a single ruler.
Oh, of course it would be.
Do what you must to ensure that you are that ruler, and righteously so. Bavaria and the Lombards may make valuable allies, should war with your brother become inevitable. But do not rely on these fair-weather friends for long. Your father was the Pope's firm ally. If he calls, the Franks will answer with help. Lombardian ire will be inevitable. Old wounds leave permanent scars, but this should mean nothing to you. Finally, the Islamic Caliphate grows powerful and greedy in the Spanish Peninsula. You checked their ambition once before, but a more permanent solution is now required. The world waits for you, Charlemagne. Unify your people behind your banner, and the Frankish kingdom will know no earthly borders.
War weariness information. Oh, this is a new mechanic to the game, so I better read this. The sign of a great leader is knowing how far your people can be pushed. Wars are significant, dramatic events that should not be undertaken lightly. Each turn you are at war, your faction's war weariness will increase. When it reaches a high enough level, your faction will begin to receive penalties that will increase as time wears on. Additionally, losing battles will have drastic effects on war weariness, depending on the severity of your defeat. You can, however, seek respite during peacetime. While at peace, your war weariness will reduce quickly. Furthermore, signing peace treaties will cause a large one-off reduction. Should war be forced upon you, however, you may slow, halt, or even reverse war weariness levels by winning decisive battles and, as a last resort, by withdrawing your men into within your own borders to help slow its increase. Wars must be concluded swiftly and decisively. Manage diplomacy carefully, but be aware that at times of conflict, the greatest enemy sometimes lies within. I like that. That's a cool, instead of just going around just constantly fighting, it's more about, tactful fight. I like that idea. I'm interested to see how that mechanic works. Hopefully it doesn't make it basically impossible to go to war, given the whole point of this is to go fight people, but we'll see. Alright. So, for those of you who are unfamiliar with Total War, it is a two-part game. This is part 1, or A, if you will. The 50% of the game here is this campaign map. Now you can see down here, this is the map we can see. Now, this is us here. This kind of maroon, brownish, reddish color on the map. We can zoom up here. Alright, there we go. So these, I love the way this map, you can kind of see how it's turning into, I don't know, like this kind of classic medieval looking. Look at the artwork. That's so cool. Oh, look at these banners on here. This is like a tapestry, like a medieval tapestry. That's so freaking awesome. I love it. Okay, sorry, getting distracted here. So from here you control your empire or your kingdom in this sense. The economy, where your soldiers move. So like this right here, this is an army. Not one of ours, but this is an army. So, and there's other units. So now if two of these guys fight on the map, it zooms way in. You get your full army and you get to basically control the battle. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of a mix of like civilization and an RTS, because you don't have to do like the micromanagement during the RTS of like building each unit. That's pretty cool. Oh wow, look at these cards, guys. They're all like this medieval tapestry art. Oh, that is so fucking awesome. I absolutely love that. Why is everyone like not happy? This is not a good place to start. Damn. No, they were not kidding when they said it's a hard beginning. Alright, so I usually go for the civic things first. This is our technology tree. We get to decide what kind of things, and as we go in, this will grant us all kinds of new abilities, new units, new buildings that will improve our society. So let's see, Lex Salica, research rate goes up. Legislation enacted for the smooth running of the kingdom and the moral and spiritual wealth of its people. Public order, yes, definitely. Let's get public order up. That is huge. Now, money-wise, our treasury is 550. We're making 3,100 a turn. We got a lot of food. It's our food here. I don't want to do too much. I'm gonna have to get like a lay of the land here. And most of our episode, like I said, this is not going to be a super happening episode, if you will. But I just wanted to kind of introduce everything here. So we have all this here, everything. We'll just take a quick look at a few things. I'll wrap this episode up. This is our family tree here. Charlemagne himself. He's 51 already? Like, Jesus. Okay. His wife. There's Carloman. And then we have... Oh, he named his son after his father. Pepin. Interesting. Okay. So anyway, that's our... We can, like, basically... These guys, as we see them here, they're different ages and influence and things like that. So we can make these guys... we can basically put them in these political positions and raise our power because they're our... And you see this power is balanced right here. So we want more of our guys here. So we want the highest here. So this one, oh, we can't do this right now. All right, we'll do it later. Maybe. Oh, why can't these ones go in? Interesting. All right, well, who has the most? This guy's got the most influence, so we'll put him here. And Roland, I'm looking at this little statue in the middle. Shows you the amount of influence they have. They all have relatively high influence. So we'll just go ahead and promote all these guys into office. And someone might try to block that, but we'll see. And so basically, I mean, our objective here, reach Imperial level 4. So we have to conquer shit. I mean, it's a pretty simple, that's what he did. So we just got to start heading south and just conquering everything. I don't know if we're supposed to like go to war with our brother, or if there's like another way we can get a hold of this kingdom here. It's an interesting... Oh, there's Paris. Cool. So we'll see how that works. But we have our trade and finance thing, tax level. So that's all. I need to get the happiness up. That's the biggest deal. And then diplomacy. And no one likes us. Great. Except for our brother. So interesting. I might take some of these outward ones here first just to grow in power before I guess turn on my brother. I don't know. That seems like a lousy thing to do, so we'll see. So that'll be the next episode, guys. We'll kind of figure more of this out. Just want to kind of get an intro episode out there. Really thank you for joining me today, and we will see you again soon in episode 2 of our Age of Charlemagne campaign. Thanks so much, guys.